I love doing these on my old channel, so I'm bringing them back. Hello everyone, I'm Billy of SpeedForce Productions, and welcome to the first ever SpeedForce Reviews. This is a review series where I'm going to be reviewing games that I have played in my lifetime. And I was having a hard think of what game I should do as my first review, and I thought, might as well do like a Sonic review. And then I was thinking, what Sonic game I should do. And I was thinking, why not do Sonic Mania, since it's one of the recent games. Apart from the next game, but we'll talk about it later. So, let's get down to business. So on July 7th of 2016 at San Diego Comic-Con was the 25th anniversary party of Sonic the Hedgehog. And there was a Sonic game that was announced, and it was being developed by Christian Whitehead, who is well known for making the Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 remasters for mobile devices, and the Sonic CD remasters for mobile, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC on Steam. Headcanon, which was owned by a guy named Simon Tomley, who made a ROM hack of Sonic 1 for the GBA, which proves that Sonic 1 on the GBA can work. I wish we played this instead of the piece of shit we got. And there was also Pagoda West Games, who made mobile games I've never played or heard of until I heard that Pagoda West Games was helping with the development on the game and decided to research on. But I did find out that they were the ones who did the Sonic 2 HD fan game, and that's what got me interested. And also finding out that T-Lubs was part of Pagoda and that Sonic 2 HD game, who did the music for that, got me excited even more. Anyways, so the game was revealed to be a 16-bit 2D side-scroller like the original Sonic games from 1991 up to 1994, and the game was to be called Sonic Mania. A game made by the fans, for the fans. Or in other words, by the mania, for the mania. Then on August 15th, 4 days after my birthday, Sonic Mania was released worldwide on PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. But for those on PC had to wait till August 29th. But I'll get into why later. So the story for the game is short and simple, just like the 16-bit games. Sonic Mania takes place right after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where the Death Egg was destroyed, the Master Emeralds put back onto Angel Island, Sonic and Tails decided to head to Angel Island, and they come across a bunch of robots made by Robotnik called the Hard-Boiled Heavies, taking something called the Phantom Ruby, which can control other dimensions or other points of time, or even take a person to another place. And it's up to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, who decides to tag along since he got caught in all of this, and they have to stop both Robotnik and the Hard-Boiled Heavies and save the day. Yeah, the story is simple, but then again, this is a game that's meant to be like the 16-bit games, and those games had simple stories as well. So I guess I can let the game off for being so simple, but I would like to know some more information about the Phantom Ruby, or how Knuckles met up with Sonic and Tails, or even how the characters got to some levels in the game, since there are times when we see transitions to the next zone in the game, but sometimes it doesn't transition at all, which makes it a bit confusing. Even the previous 16-bit games did this too, but at least each stage was connected. Not saying the zones in this game aren't connected, but I would like to know how the characters got to these areas. So the story is pretty decent, and it captures the way the stories were told in the previous 16-bit games pretty well, although nothing compared to this masterpiece. The gameplay for Sonic Mania is very simple and also captures the original 16-bit games. In this game you play as 3 characters, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and they each play like how they did in the previous 16-bit games. Sonic is the speed and more platforming based character, Tails is the flight character who can fly for a short amount of time and also plays like Sonic, and there's Knuckles, who also plays like Sonic and Tails, but instead of flying, Knuckles brings back his gliding, breaking through walls, climbing up or down on walls, and also has the more exploring side of the game. And I have to say, whenever I go back to play Sonic Mania, I mostly have my playtime with Sonic and Knuckles respectively. I don't hate Tails in this game, but he's more like Sonic but can fly, and that isn't really much to save him, but he does look really cute, I'll say that at least. Don't hate me, Tails fans, please. I'm sorry. If there is anything new that was added to the gameplay that wasn't in the previous 16-bit games, It would have to be Sonic's new move called the drop dash, where you can perform it by jumping in the air and holding down the jump button till you hit the ground. I heard some people say it was a useless feature in the game, but I found it to be a lot of fun since I wasn't blasting through the stages doing what I consider to be the stupid thing people think 2D Sonic games are all about, holding right to win. Sure, you can do that if you want to, but I'd rather explore in Sonic games. Thankfully, Sonic Mania does that. And the drop dash isn't useless. You can use it to speedrun if you're one of those kind of gamers. Not just in Time Attack, you can use it in the main game to speed things up or something. Use it! I use it, and I like it. Other than the drop dash, there's nothing really new to add for the gameplay of each character. Everything they do is pretty much the same from the previous 16-bit games. The only difference is that Sonic doesn't have the insta-shield from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sort of. Returning things are the bonus stages where you can run into a checkpoint with 25 or more rings and enter the Blue Spear special stages from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And they are just as fun as they were in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. However, I would have liked it if there was more than just the Blue Spear special stages, like the special stages from Sonic 1, Sonic CD. It would have been a lot of fun. But no Sonic 2 half pipes. I hate those special stages. Anyways, what you get from completing those bonus stages are these 16-bit 25th anniversary coins. You get a silver one if you don't get all the rings in the bonus stages, but you do manage to get a gold one if you get all the rings. If you master the Blue Spear special stages in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, then you'll know exactly what to do. After you've played a few bonus stages, you unlock some cool things, like in and Knuckles mode, which plays like how Tails would if he's Sonic's player 2 when you pick them both. But this time you get to do it with Knuckles, and it's really funny when you choose Knuckles and have Knuckles as your player 2. Remember how I said the insta-shield from Sonic 3 and Knuckles was sort of not in the game? Well, basically it is, but you can only use it in the no save mode, like the and Knuckles mode. It's great to see it return, since a certain Sonic game didn't include it. But it would have been better if it was part of Sonic's normal moveset. Then there's my favorite unlockable, which was something I requested the game to have since the game was announced, and I consider it to be my favorite move that Sonic can do. In some Sonic games, since it wasn't in that many Sonic games. Which is none other than the Super Peel Out. I love this move, and I always will, and it's amazing to see it in Sonic Mania, even if it's only for the no save mode. Sonic Mania also has returning special stages, and we get this brand new type of special stages, called Diamond Heist. You enter it how you do in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where you have to find a big ring hidden somewhere in the stage. They are pretty easy to find, but on my first playthrough I wasn't so sure of where to find most of them, but you can get them all within the first 3 zones. These special stages have the blue spears from, well, the Blue Spear special stages, and the UFO from Sonic CD, but in 3D form. And the whole special stage looks like a scrapped Sega Saturn game, and since that's what Sonic Mania was going for. And the UFO in this special stage is actually holding a Chaos Emerald. I really love these special stages, and I replay these all the time, since I'm always playing in the no save mode, since I can't be bothered to make a new save file. They're really fun to go in, and I consider it to be my favorite special stage in a Sonic game. Although I still have a soft spot for Sonic 3 and Knuckles' special stages. The stages are pretty good in my opinion. In this game we get a mix of both reimagined levels from Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic CD, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and original levels. I won't say what they are called for those who haven't played the game and don't want spoilers, but for those who don't care for spoilers, just look up a list or a video of the levels or something. I will say that I'm not a fan of one of the new stages' first acts, and I'm not a fan of what stage they put in as a reimagined level. The boss fights are interesting, although there are some weird choices. Most of these bosses are really easy to beat, but there are some that are too much for first time players, or someone who played the games for the first time. Me versus Metal Sonic. There are other things to do after you've beaten the game, like there's a multiplayer mode, but the problem is that it's not online multiplayer, which was a disappointment really. You can only play it if you have a friend or family member around and have a second controller, but it'd be better if it had both options to play online or offline. There's even a mini-game version of the Blue Spear bonus stages with different colored spears that do different things like teleport to another area or change back to the blue spears. The mini-game plays the same to the normal bonus stages, so there's nothing really different other than the new colored spears and the layouts to each area you go to. Oh, there's also a minigame version of one of the boss fights, which is based on the Dr. Robotnik Mean Bean Machine game, which was a Sonic version of a game called Puyo Puyo. That's cool, I guess. The graphics are amazing for this game. This game really captures the Mega Drive games. It looks like a 16-bit game, it plays like a 16-bit game, and it feels like a 16-bit game. And that's what the developers were going for. The music is outstanding. T-Lopes did an amazing job on these tracks. I still listen to them to this day. Heck, they're playing in the background of this video. Each track fits the mood of each stage, and I love that. I've listened to T-Lopes' other works before Sonic Mania was even a thing. Like his remixes of the Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles stages. I knew the music would be amazing the moment I found out that T-Lopes was making the music for the game. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned the PC version was delayed by 2 weeks. Aaron Weber, the head of the Sonic social media pages, said it was delayed to fix some bugs. But the real reason was so Sega could add something called Denuvo or DRM, which at launch caused players to be online in order to play the game, which was patched out so the game could be played offline. And that didn't cause any problems whatsoever. Overall, Sonic Mania is a great game. It's a love letter for all the fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, mostly those who grew up playing the original games back in the 90s. Sadly, I'm not one of those people, but I have played most of the games that came out in the 90s, so I was all good. I wouldn't say this should be the first Sonic game for newcomers to try out, since there are references to the games from the 90s, like a lot of references in this game, not just from old Sonic games, but there's also some from the TV shows and even the Sonic OVA and even other Sega games. Plus, there are some people in the community who don't like Sonic Mania for stuff like being a classic Sonic game, being 16-bit, a pack of levels. I didn't mind any of that, since I love the 16-bit games and I'm proud with what we got from Mania. Even though I really love Sonic Mania, I still think Sonic 3 and Knuckles was a better game. But I will say this game comes as a close second for my favorite classic Sonic games. And it really shows that Sonic Team could learn a thing or two. Even if this was your first Sonic game, I hope you loved the game and decide to go back and check out the previous games. As for all the fans, if you loved the original 16-bit games and you wanted a newer game like the 16-bit games, then this is the best you're gonna get for the time being until the developers are given another chance to make another Sonic game like Mania. Hopefully without the reimagined levels next time. Otherwise, then you're just not gonna be interested in Sonic Mania. But I was, and I love it. I consider Sonic Mania my third favorite Sonic game of all time. Thank you guys for watching my first review on this channel, which is on Sonic Mania. This isn't an actual cartridge, this came from the collector's edition, just like this statue did. And I'm doing short reviews, and I'm not going to be doing ratings in these reviews, because on my old channel I did that, and ratings in stuff are kind of dead, unless you're like websites or something. But yeah, I'm just not going to do ratings in these reviews. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's the basic point. I love Sonic Mania, and it's time that we move on from that game, and we're going to be moving on to our next game. So join me next time on SpeedForce Reviews, where I'll be reviewing Sonic Forces. And, yeah, this is going to be fun. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.